So what we're going to be doing today, you guys, is working on putting a foot ring on your bowl. Now this actually is review for you guys because you did the exact same thing with your T-bowl. But what you will start out with is your 5-inch bowl. Then what we're going to do is invert our bowl forms on the wheel head. Okay? To make sure that it's centered, there are two things that you can do, and you should get close so you can see this. You want to try and place your bowl inside of the concentric rings. So try to arrange it so that it's in the center. Okay? Visually check it overhead. Some of you, however, have wheel heads that maybe you don't see the rings anymore. So I'm going to intentionally put this one a little bit off center and make it wrong so you can see how you would fix it if you had a problem. You're also going to need clay for lugs. Remember that you do not need to wedge lug clay. Okay? So what I'm going to do is first start, because I'm just making my ring, my test ring, I'm going to just pinch a little bit of clay and put here just to tack it on the wheel head. Don't ever start out with big lugs until you know exactly where it's going to go. When you're doing this or applying any kind of lug, you want to place it so that it's beside of the bowl and then press down. Don't push into your bowl form. Why would you not want to push towards the object?
It could deform it.
You are correct. It will deform it. Okay, so then what we're going to do is take a needle tool. Okay, and someone must have just grabbed my needle tool. So someone grab a needle tool for me and I will be flexible. Thank you. Thank you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn my wheel on kind of slow and I'm going to make a mark. Now remember, we know this is wrong. This is to show you how to fix it. So if you make your ring on the bottom and you see, oh my goodness, it's got way more clay on this side and not as much here, that tells you that you need to move it towards the short side. Move it this way. Okay? So you would keep adjusting that and repositioning it until it was roughly in the center. So because I know where this one needs to go because of my metal rings, I'm going to place it like that and then I'm going to attach larger lugs. Now it is possible sometimes for you to have a bowl that the lip ring up here at the top is not centered the same way as the bottom, and that's because when you threw it, you threw your bowl or your form off center. If it's off center, the foot ring won't look centered when you look at the top rim. So remember, we always want to use 3 lugs. Lugs are our sausage lengths of clay that we're placing down. Put one hand on the bottom so it won't slide. Press towards the base. Don't shove it into the pot. And then I like to have students, as you guys are well aware, draw our donut ring. Okay, we're going to be creating our foot ring or our donut ring on our bowl. And if you grab one of the bowls on the counter, I'll review this with you. Just grab one and I'll show you what our goal is. Okay, if we look at the bottom of a bowl, we are trying to create a ring that is elevated. Okay, so that's what our goal is. So what I'm going to do is come in and with your arms in brace position, hold your needle tool really still. And then you're going to draw your rings like this, and then we're going to stop it and just double check. Okay? Now this to me actually still looks a little off, so I'm going to just reposition it just a touch. And do it again. Remember that you can edit this. There is another way for getting things centered on the wheel called tap centering, which as you guys do more and more pottery, you can try. But for beginning potters, this method works just fine. So now what we're going to do after we have our ring in the center, we're going to review what we cut out. We're going to cut out this part, and we're going to cut out all of that. So that we'll end up with something that looks like a donut on the bottom that is elevated about 1/4 inch. To do that, we're going to use a ribbon tool. Most of our ribbon tools look like this. It's called a ribbon tool because it cuts pieces of clay that look like ribbons. So when we start, I like to have students start with the outside edge, this part, by holding the tool with the small end down. My arms are in brace position on my knees. My left hand goes on the top of my pot to hold it steady, and I'm going to cut away a trench or a little ditch right beside of that outside edge. That gives me an idea of where I need to stop when I'm trimming the rest of this off. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I need to get rid of this part. Remember that bowls do not have shoulders. It should not look square. It should look rounded when you're done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in now, instead of using the small point, I'm going to use the bigger part, the bigger loop part of the tool. And I'm going to knock off that rough corner. Then I like to have students hold it flat right here, trim it down somewhat level, and then do my curving. And I'm going to repeat that process until it looks round. Keeping your left hand on the top or near the top so that if it gets loose or slides off, you can fix it. Is this making sense to you guys? Okay. Then it's a good idea to kind of compress with your fingers, burnish the foot ring so it looks pretty. And now I want to show you how to remove the center. To take the center out, you're again going to use the small end of the tool, and you start in the middle, and then you just work your way over to that line and stop it when you get to that edge. Okay. Now I'm going to cut mine a little bit deeper, but do you understand what I want you to do the process? Excellent. Get busy.